And everyone does not have the funds or the means or the availability, the space to house their own products, right? But the thing that concerns me the most, and I want you to hear me and hear me well, if we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they dwindle down. And then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing. And they can remove them from the shelves.
Stores, I now have to print 25,000 or 50,000 copies. Well, they're not giving that to me on consignment. I got to pay that printing company for the 50,000 copies of that book to be able to ship to Target. And so then I'm shipping the product from the printing company to Target, and I'm not actually putting it in my own warehouse. So if some folks say, well, you need to take your product off the shelves, as Tabitha said, where in the hell am I all of a sudden going to place 50,000 copies of a book? Or where am I going to place pots and pans and seasoning or hair care products? That's the thing I like. A lot of us need to shut up and not realize you know nothing about business.
Our ancestors knew nothing about business either. A lot of them knew nothing about business either, but they did what they had to do. So stop. I'm going to say this, and then I ain't going to say nothing else. And let me be clear about a few things. Okay. One, I follow and I subscribe to Roland Martin. Two, I follow and I subscribe to Tabitha Brown, both of whom I go to their pages and their channels for different reasons. Politics, standing up for black folk, all of that would be a Roland Martin for me. Spiritual, encouraging, motivating, all of that good stuff, that would be a Tabitha Brown for me. But I'm going to say this to y'all in reference to the video that I just showed you all. I want you to go to it and look at it for yourself and make a decision on your own. I'm not asking you to listen to me in totality. I'm asking you to listen to your own hearts and make your decision, make an educated decision for you and your family. Now, you got to understand that based on people's success levels, they run in packs. Okay? And that's black, white, and different. So, at the end of the day, a Tabitha Brown, who's a millionaire, a Roland Martin, who's a millionaire, they're going to look at each other's situation, and they're 9 times out of 10 going to agree. And with that agreement, at the end of the day, you got all the black folk down here. The majority is still down here. Okay, I'm just talking about the black community right now. We still down here, all of us down here, trying to decide. We listening to all these people. This us. See my fingers? This all of us. We listening to people that are up here, the few people that are up here that are black and are successful. And Roland Martin made some statements that, quite frankly, I did not necessarily appreciate how he, we know Roland Martin curse, and everything. However, there's a way to deliver what you have to say. Instead of saying things like, you ain't no business, a lot of y'all not in business, you don't know nothing about business, you don't know nothing about what an EIN number is, which is an employee identification number, for those of you who do not know what an EIN number, that number is used with businesses use that number for banking, they have to use that number for getting loans, they have to use that number obviously for employees, to be able to account for their employees for taxes and things like that. That is, it's an IRS generated number. So that's what an EIN number is, employee identification number. Okay. And I know I've been in business for years, so I can talk. Okay. I might not be a millionaire, and I'm not. And I'm not up here in that pack. Okay, but I am in a pact of my own where a lot of people who are on my level agree with what I'm about to say. And if you don't, I understand that, because this is supposed to be the land of freedom of speech, and this is supposed to be the land where you have your own thoughts, you have your own things that you have to consider. Now, I understand that I would never, ever, ever ask Tabitha Brown or any of the other business owners who have product in Target and Walmart to take their things off the shelf. Yeah, you should just go take your things off the shelf. I don't blame you. Go take your things off the shelf, girl. You ain't got to put up with this, blah, blah, blah. I understand that may not be as easy as it is said. And you got to remember, these people, these people got products, mass products in all of these in Target and in Walmart. So they got plenty of product, and they got a lot they need to fight for. But we got stuff we need to fight for too. If our ancestors, if Martin Luther King Jr., okay, if Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., if Harriet Tubman, if Rosa Parks, if all of those people did not stand for something, we wouldn't be where we are today. If they did not fight, bleed, and passed away, or of course not passed away, got expired, got dealt with, lives taken from them as a result of their fighting and their standing up, then where would we be today? Okay, if there was never a bus boycott, then where would we be today? People had to walk miles and miles and miles and miles to get to work during the bus boycott. They had to do it, right? And it took them hours to get to work. Some of them had to leave in the wee hours of the morning because there was a bus boycott, and there were casualties. There were casualties. I'm sure somebody worked at the bus station that was black, sweeping the floor. They might not have drove the bus, but they swept the floor. So there were casualties. There are always going to be casualties when you have to stand up. There are always going to be casualties. And you don't want your people to be hurt. But don't come to my people, all of us that are down here, and ask to protect all of you that are up here, the few of you that are up here, while we down here still suffer. You want us to fight for you, the few of you, and you still stay and keep your millionaire status because you don't want to lose what you got going on. But guess what? What you got going on is a house that we don't go in. Your products are in a house that we don't go in. Let me give you an example. You got, let's say it's a boyfriend, okay? And he is dating the daughter of a man that doesn't like him, right? The man, her father have threatened to do whatever he could do. He don't like him. You are not welcome in my house, right? That's what the father said. This is an analogy, okay? So when he arrived to pick up his girlfriend, who is old enough to leave and do whatever she wants to do, it's just that the father doesn't like her. So when he arrived to pick up his girlfriend, what you think he gonna do? Now, his girlfriend is in the house where he cannot enter. Just like black people's products are in Target and in Walmart, but that's a house we don't want to enter because the owner of that house doesn't like us. So that boyfriend is going to pull up and he gonna blow the horn for his girl to come out, or he gonna call her on the phone, cell phone. Hey, I'm here. But he gonna wait in that car. He's not going in that house because the man that owns that house, her father, doesn't like him. So because every black person that is on a certain level in life, okay, they run in their packs. So of course, Roland Martin is going to use his platform to help another black person that's on his level in the millionaire status. They run in the same pack. So, but us down here are supposed to do what? Look at here. Back in the day, the reason we have and are where we are today is because of the people of our ancestors who fought, bled, and expired. Their lives were taken from them. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all right? The Rosa Parks that did the bus boycott, that caused the bus boycott. All of these people were fighting for our rights. Our people went in, back in the day, there was white only and black only signs. So in restaurants where there were white only signs, they didn't eat there. But the few people that challenged that, they went in, they sat at the bar, and they got spat on, they got kicked, they got beat, they got dragged, and some of them even got taken away from here. So what do you want us to do? Because our pack is down here. Your pack is up here, the few of y'all that's up here. Let me ask you this. So is it any more right of you to ask us to do what you need us to do to sustain your businesses and your livelihood than, is it any different than an oligarchy that the president of the United States is doing? Because see, he go his pack. Bezos, Zuckerberg, Musk, all of them are up here. The few of them are up here in their little pack. Okay? And they are saying, you all that are down in the millionaire status, that are down in your pack, everybody is fighting for their own pack. But then the people are down here. All the people are down here. And we're trying to figure out, because all of y'all, everybody that's running everything, that the big wheels that are up here, and they got the big platforms, and they could take up for another person with a big platform, and they could take up for another person with a big platform. And then those of us who are down here with our little small platforms, we're struggling. We're trying to figure it out. And the information that we have, we're trying to share the information that we have. It's like the slave owners had the light-skinned people working in the house and the dark-skinned people worked in the field. What you want us to do? I don't want to go in that house because the owner of that house, Target, Walmart, Lowe's, the owner of that house don't like me. They don't like me. So because your products are in that house, you telling me to go in the house of the owner that doesn't like me, hurry up and get the products that I want, pay for the products and come on out. And come on out. Still, the owner of the house is benefiting. The owner of the house get a percentage of that product. And because it's you, and because you're black, you want me to do that because it's you and because you're black. You either black all the way or you ain't black at all. You either are there for the people and want to help stand for the people and want to help fight for the people, or you don't at all. Because I don't go in that house. I don't want to go in that house. The person that's in that house, that owns that house, has already made it clear to me they don't like me. So what do you want me to do? You running with your pack. You running with your pack. This is my pack. I'm going to run with them. See, y'all so busy calling the far right, when the far right is really the far wrong. And you want to cherry pick this thing. Our people back in the day, our ancestors, they didn't cherry pick nothing. Okay? When Oklahoma was burned down, when Black Wall Street was burned down, them people lost everything. Everything, including their lives. Now we are in a better situation today than our ancestors were. And it is not because of your hard work. It's not just because of your hard work. I need you to hear me when I say this. Your being where you are is not just because of your hard work. It is because people fought, bled, boycotted, and expired, some in the streets, for you to be where you are today. And at that time, they couldn't afford to worry about status. At that time, they couldn't afford to run in packs. They had to be concerned about the people, even if it was at the risk of losing what they had acquired. So let's be clear. The only reason, the one and the only reason, and pretty much the main reason you have what you have today, you are where you are today, is not solely because you worked hard. I promise you it's not. It is because there is somebody in their grave right now, an ancestor of yours and mine right now, that fought, bled, and are no longer here for you to be able to be where you are today. Let's be clear. So don't gaslight us. Don't come because you're on a certain status. Don't do any of that. Shoot it for, if you're going to fight with us and you're going to stand with us, then stand with us. But don't ask us. For God's sake, don't ask us to go in a house where we are not welcome. How dare you? Have an amazing day.